Good morning, friends, and welcome to a new flow with me. This is a sunrise flow, a slow one. I'm in beautiful Streaky Bay on the beach here, and it's very hot already, so we're going to do a really calm and settling practice to just warm up the body and get a feel for it. So let's begin this practice. Find yourself in a child's pose in the end of your mat. As we're in the child pose, start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose. Feel what's best for you. Then with your next breath, we're going to try a slight elongation of the spine here. So what we want to do is just cup our fingers up. So we lift up to our fingers. Coming on here, we want to try to extend the spine by slightly, with the help of our hands, push ourselves back towards the heels. This gives a really gentle release in the lower back and extend in between every vertebra. Slowly and mindfully waking up the spine. If you want, you can even try to move around in this child's pose slightly towards side to side or up and down. Just creating a space in the lower back and becoming aware of its existence. Maybe we have a bit of pain in our lower back, and try to be really mindful and careful of how you move. Nothing is supposed to be painful in these moments. Now with your next inhale, plant your palms down onto the mat again, and exhale, slowly come up to tabletop all fours position, knees and hands onto the mat. Now from here, we just want to make a fluid movement, just to come up all the way, rounding the spine, and we come all the way down. We want to make the same movement as we come all the way up, just becoming familiar with crunching our whole back. Then exhaling, we're swanking our whole back, arching it, and then we're sitting back to the child's pose. Exhale, come up. Inhale, arch your back down to child's pose. A few more like this. Just feeling into your mobility of the spine. Last one, guys. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, crunch your back, come up to tabletop. From here, we're going to start by doing mobilizing circles. So we dip and arch, we move towards the right side, then up in between the shoulder blades, and then left side down. Just following this for 2 more deep breaths. And last one. Neutralize the spine. And we're just switching side, going left, up, right, and down. 2 more like this. All right, last one. And neutralize the spine. Take a moment to just take a deep breath. Acknowledge your core as you stand here. See if you can lift off the navel off the ground slightly more as you engage it. One deep breath here as well. And then we're going to tuck our toes under, making sure all 5 toes are tucked under. And then we sit back onto the heels. Now in this asana, we again want to just mobilize our spine. So we're bringing out our arms to cactus arms. Then exhale, hands together. And this is the sequence we want to do. We want to inhale out, exhale to the front. Inhale out, exhale to the front. And now we're just going to add in that extra step of arching the back, pushing the chest forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms out. See if you can draw the elbows towards your shoulder blades and push that chest forward. Exhale, hands to heart. And then last exhale, bring hands together. Slowly bring them to your heart center. Take this time to relax your whole face, closing your eyes, and just making a note of your eyebrows, of your forehead. Trying to relax it, relax your jaw. Finding that presence in your body. Inhaling, replanting our hands onto the mat again and coming down to our all fours position. From here, keep your toes tucked. We're going to push up to our first downward dog of the day. Now, since this is our first downward dog, please take your time to make it comfortable for you. If you want, you can engage the movement like I do. If you'd rather stay still, that's totally fine as well. Main points here, or main key points that we need to think about is the elongation of the spine, so we don't want to crunch it together or hunch it. Elongating the whole spine. We can keep our knees as bent as we need, trying to reach the thigh and the chest together. And when we feel really comfortable, or if we're one step further, we can extend legs, and we can even try to lift off the toes if that gives you a bit more of a challenge. Take a few deep more breaths here. Allowing yourself time, allowing yourself focus in your breath. Exhaling it all out. Inhale. And exhale it all out. Inhaling. And exhaling it all out. Now swing that right leg up towards the sky. Keep gaze to the front and bend your knee and step it in between your hands. Now lower that back knee down onto the mat and release your foot down flat. Arms come overhead and we're in our low lunge. Keep your gaze towards the front, but acknowledge your stomach here as well. Can we engage our core, the lower back, to secure it here, to have a strong upper body as well? One more deep breath. Then exhale, bring hands down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes in, lift that up. Now we're going to lift off our right hand up towards the sky, coming into this twisted high lunge. Keep your gaze towards the side or up towards the sky. One more deep breath. Then exhale, plant your hand down, twist that left foot towards the side. We're going to come into a side plank. Holding it here, if you want, you can place both feet down for a bit more balance, or keep that gaze towards the mat or towards the side. One more here. Perfect. Then we swing our foot back to the front, plant both hands down, and we're going to step it to the front and come into our forward fold. Release with your exhale. Inhale, halfway lengthen, look towards the front, extend your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from the hips, bend your knees if needed. Allowing your whole neck here to be loose. Making sure there's no tension in it by shaking your head. Then slowly inhale, come all the way up to standing. All right, inhale, arms come overhead. We take a deep breath in. Exhale, dive down towards your forward fold. Plant both hands down onto the mat and step it back to a high plank. From your high plank, find your chaturanga or your version with knees onto the mat. An upward facing dog. Release the feet. Downward facing dog. And we're back here to just switch side. All right, first thing, swing that left leg up towards sky. Bend the knee and step it in between our feet. Lower that back knee down and release your foot as you bring arms overhead. Low lunge on your left. Take one deep breath in, remembering and reminding yourself at all times to connect to your breath. One last deep breath in, all together. And exhale it out. All right, plant both hands down onto the mat, tuck the back toes in and lift that knee off. From here, we're coming into our twisted lunge. Bring that left arm up towards the sky. Keep your gaze towards the sky or towards the side. One more deep breath in here. Feel that strength from your right arm, pushing your upper body away from the mat. And inhale, bring your hand down onto the mat. All right, we're gonna come into our side plank, shifting that right foot towards the left side of the mat. Lift off the foot and then hand. Keep gazing towards the mat or towards the side. If you want to make this a bit easier, you can plant down that foot for a bit more stability. 2 more deep breaths. We're fighting through this together. Perfect. Hands down, swing back that foot towards the front. And then we're gonna step it all the way to the front, coming into our forward fold. Release down your whole upper body. Allowing your chest to come towards the thighs. Maybe we even want to do a double check by slightly lifting up and then refolding again. Notice if you're putting a lot of weight in your back feet or in the front of your feet, or if it's separated very equally. We want to try to put the pressure on all 3 balls of the foot rather than putting a lot of pressure onto just the heels. So try to slightly move more weight into the front ball of your foot. And with your next breath, we're slowly rolling ourselves up into standing. Roll shoulders back, come straight. We're gonna come into chair pose variation, a bit twisted chair pose, and also a normal chair pose. So we're starting with the first option. Inhale, arms overhead as you sink down your hips. Knees are still stacked above the feet, so we're not coming too much towards the front. Then try and see if you can extend that whole upper body, reaching towards the sky with your head. 2 more deep breaths here. Last one. Perfect. Again, we're finding those cactus arms. Inhale, arch your back, push this belly towards the front as you come with your elbows together. Exhale, hands together up front. 2 more like this. Perfect. Last exhale. Then swing your arms back. Inhale, come all the way up standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding our twisted chair pose, we're bringing 1 more inhale as we sink down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now there's two variations here. We can either just place our palm and reach up with the other arm, or we can keep our prayer pose, put the elbow onto the outside of the knee. We're starting now with our right side. Keep gazing towards the side here. One more deep breath. Then inhale, come center. Pick your variation again as we go over to left. One more deep breath here. And slowly come all the way back. And with your next inhale, swing your arms up, come standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up, arch your back. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, gaze towards the front. Exhale, step it back for a high plank. From high plank, lower yourself down onto the mat and come upward facing dog or mini cobra. Then exhale, push yourself back to that downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Center yourself in your body. Feel what you feel in your body. What is drawing attention right now? Is it your arms? Is it your legs? What can you sense the most? Is it your breath? And slowly, slowly sink yourself down onto the knees, coming on to our all fours position, and from here, sinking down. We're ending our practice where we started it today, in child's pose. Lower your forehead onto the mat and take a deep breath here. And this is the time to release and let go any expectations you had on the practice, perhaps letting them go as well. Just here to turn up for yourself, to be present, to awaken your whole attention on your being, on your mind, and on your breath. As long as we've done that, we turned up to this class exactly as we're supposed to. Slowly, slowly, releasing all tension from shoulders. Maybe we need to bend the elbows slightly to allow the shoulders to drop fully. And when you're ready, we're coming up to a seated position. Maybe push yourself back onto the heels or sit cross-legged, whatever feels the best for you today. All right, perfect. Taking one deep breath, reaching arms overhead, palms together. With the exhale, come heart center. Bow your head down. Thank yourself for this practice. It was lovely having you on the mat with me today. I hope to see you soon again, and have a lovely, positive day. Lots of love. Thank you.